Cowboys battle the Eagles. Live from Philadelphia, Fox NFL Sunday, next week in HD. In a fiercely competitive automotive world, one company has taken the lead with American innovation. Ford. With 500, the safest car in its class. Fusion, J.D. Power's most appealing midsize car. Focus, 37 miles per gallon starting at under $14,000. And the legendary Ford Mustang. Now get low 0% financing for 60 months on most 2006 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Ford. Bold moves.
Come on, baby, let's go.
Jalapeno thick burger, fries, and a Coke. And another Coke. And maybe one more Coke. The Jalapeno thick burger, new at Hardee's.
I think it's shot.
I'm telling you, you got to make sure the fuel line ain't kinked. Telling you, that's what it is. Or choke it.
Men should act like men, and light beer should taste like beer. Milwaukee's Best Light.
Whip it up. All right, come on. Let's do it now. Here we go.
You don't need to be at the game to feel the thrill of the game.
Hey.
Kentucky Lottery Scratch-Offs. Put a little play in your day.
Thanks for joining us once again on Fox in the Morning. I'm Barry Burnson.
And I'm Candace Clift. It's going to be a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day. Don't let it get away.
Wake up and see what you've been missing.
Fox in the Morning, starting at 5.
It's a beautiful day. ¡Lista! ¡Vamos! ¡Tiene la pelota!
La pasión por el fútbol americano comienza con los niños. El programa NFL Youth les brinda la oportunidad de aprender jugando.
¡Tiene campo abierto!
Un deporte al alcance de todos.
La pasión comienza contigo.
Here at Music City, USA, a big bluegrass festival this weekend, and a beautiful day today. Dallas leading 14-6. All the attention, of course, Terrell Owens did start the game. Vince Young making his first NFL start, and I think that last drive when they got 3 points, it'll do a world of good for his confidence.
Well, not only the fact that they got a field goal, but the fact that Dallas missed a field goal, had a chance for a touchdown. So you're talking about a 14, 17-point swing there. It's just, how do they handle that momentum coming out into the second half? I thought that Vince Young played much better as the half progressed. It'll be interesting to see if he continues to do that at the start of the second half. So a game that Dallas really had an opportunity to control at the end of that first half kind of slipped through their fingers.
Do we see Vince Young use more of his legs if he can? Because that, of course, is his trademark.
Well, that's his trademark, but I don't think he's gotten accustomed to the speed and the athleticisms of the guys at the NFL level. He struggled in the first half trying to run the ball. I thought he did better standing in the pocket throwing it.
Bobby Wade returning the second half kickoff for Tennessee and works his way beyond the 25-yard line, and so Tennessee going to work here. One thing you can say, another kudo for Vince Young, no turnovers yet by Tennessee, and Young, he hasn't thrown a pick. He's held on to the ball, has a lot of poise, has a regal kind of stature to him. We talked to him the other day, and he kind of commands respect despite his youth.
That was the one thing that all the players talked about, was the intangibles that he possesses as such a young guy, and you can't teach those. They're either there or they're not, and Vince Young has them.
Lendale White opens at running back, and on the play action, the pass is caught by Bo Scaife. And the tight end, who had a TD catch against Miami last week, picks up 18 yards for the first down. Let's take a look in our halftime numbers.
The biggest thing for Tennessee is time of possession. You know, they won the time of possession battle in the first half. Now, that's something that Coach Parcells stresses to his team, but it's something Tennessee has absolutely struggled with the entire start to this season. So that shows that they're starting to function well in all facets of offense and defense.
First down at the 45. Hand off to Lendale White. And White gets a couple of yards, and the stop by Marcus Spears. Take a look at our fantasy update, and Drew Bledsoe with 2 touchdown passes and a big first half for Terry Glenn. 2 scores today, and Terrell Owens, who has 3 for 73, very nearly made it a touchdown, but did not have control in the back of the end zone. Second down and 7 for the Titans, coming in 0-3. Only game they were not in was the game in which they were blown out by the Chargers 40-7 in week 2. Young's pass, and it's intercepted, picked off by Aaron Glenn. And Glenn gets his way back to the 44-yard line. So we said no turnovers, and then the first thrown by Vince Young.
But a heck of a play by Aaron Glenn. Watch him. He comes to the inside. Great interception by number 26.
Time for the coin toss. Visiting team, call it in the air. Want a good, clean game. We're all professionals here.
You can change for $1.
Want to get away? Now you can. Get your game on with Southwest Airlines and Visa. Go to southwest.com and use your Visa card to tackle fares from $49 to $159. Suit up and purchase by October 19th. Visa and Southwest, proud sponsors of the NFL.
Michael, lass mal runter ein bisschen. Weiter links. Gut. So you couldn't find a car you like here in Germany? No, I couldn't find a speed limit I liked in America.
You're on a mission to get an amazing new TV this year, but you want to be absolutely sure you pick the right one. Circuit City makes it simple.
I guess you're just what I needed.
That's because we've got thousands of online customer reviews that rate the hot new stuff. And right now, get no interest for 24 months on all TVs $4.99 and up. Plus, get up to 10% off TVs, only at Circuit City.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 41. By Burger King, who reminds you to have it your way. By Circuit City. And by the Ford Mustang. Bold moves, they happen every day.
Back here in Nashville, and the Cowboys following the interception by Aaron Glenn, a first down on their 44. Drew Bledsoe handing off to Julius Jones, breaking off outside. Big run by Jones and pushed out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 32-yard line, so a gain of 24. Lamont Thompson knocking Jones out of bounds. He has averaged over 5 yards a carry to this point.
All right, watch all the flow go this way. That opens the door for Julius Jones on the backside. Nice little burst as he turns the corner, outruns David Thornton to the sideline.
81 yards on the ground in 14 carries. Jones had 94 yards in 20 carries 2 weeks ago against the Redskins. Dallas with a first down on the Tennessee 32. And on the end around, here is Terry Glenn with Bledsoe in a blocking position. They don't need him, and Glenn's still on his feet with a great run, getting inside the 10-yard line. So a little razzle-dazzle from Bill Parcells, a great block by Terrell Owens, and a 22-yard chunk of yardage.
Well, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in the locker room at halftime because Dallas has come out. Their defense generates the turnover. Now their offense is coming out just really trying to take control of this game in the second half after having things kind of slip away from them there at the end of the first.
And we have an injured player. It is Keith Bullock, the linebacker for the Titans, shaken up on the play. So a big run by Julius Jones And an end around by Terry Glenn, and Jeff Fisher's defense under siege once again. It'll be 1st and goal at the 10-yard line as they work on Bullock.
Yeah, a bigger concern than the big run or the yards gained on that end around, the fact that Keith Bullock is really slow getting back up and to his feet. I mean, he's a guy that I think every coach in the NFL has a tremendous amount of respect for. Again, it looks as though it's holding this on. I don't know if that's his hand hurting or he's got a burner where you get that sharp pain that comes down your arm and all of a sudden you start to lose feeling in your hand. But Keith Bullock, one of the best in the NFL at his position.
Yeah, he's a stalwart on this defensive unit, and they have been under siege mostly because of poor time of possession. They've been on the field a lot in the season. Coming into today, there is Terrell Owens, who has done a lot better once he didn't have Pac-Man Jones on his back.
Well, he's lined up the Pac-Man side this time.
Hand off to Jones. Julius Jones spinning his way close to the 5-yard line, where Chris Hope makes the tackle. And with the Bullock out of there, Colby Bachwald replaces him at outside linebacker. 2nd and goal for the Cowboys, who got stung toward the end of the first half after Mike Vanderjagt missed a 26-yarder. Vince Young led a drive, ending up with a field goal as time ran out. Bullock is back in there now, and it's 2nd down and goal. Here's Jones, Julius Jones into the end zone for the touchdown.
Dallas offensive line just manhandling them defensive linemen for Tennessee right now.
And a flag is down, thrown into the end zone. 5-yard run for the score, and it appears to be against the Titans. And an injured player, Andre Gerard, seems to be shaken up. The Cowboys center, who's having a big year. And now tempers flaring momentarily.
You had a couple of guys from the Dallas Cowboys trying to motion to the sideline to get the medical staff out there quickly.
Here is Jerome Boger and Jeff Fisher. They're going to have Albert Hainsworth may have been tossed from the game, and Jeff Fisher all over Hainsworth, and that is a guy that the Titans can ill afford to lose. Meanwhile, the attention is on Andre Gerard, who has really had a terrific season up front for the Cowboys, still being tended to.
There are 2 fouls on the scoring play. Unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 92, for stomping a player's helmet. We also have an additional penalty for throwing his helmet to the ground. That player is disqualified. Both penalties will be enforced on the kickoff.
Hainsworth has been disqualified and walks off. Right there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's uncalled for, man.
That is unbelievable.
And there's Gerard with a towel to his head, and Hainsworth has been disqualified.
I tell you what, you're
Rightfully
on a grass field, so you've probably got 7 stud cleats on out there on top of that. This is an AstroTurf where it's a rubber bottom shoe.
Mike Vanderjagt for the extra point. And the Cowboys now lead by a score of 21-6. Here's the touchdown by Julius Jones, his 2nd of the year on the ground.
With more trucks on the road with 250,000 miles than any other brand, there's nothing tougher than Ford F-Series.
Hey, Jack. That looks like my old truck. Well, now it's your new truck.
Bold moves. They happen every day.
Can anyone tell me what happened to Napoleon when he tried to invade Russia? Brian?
Somebody's going to get their first loss here tonight. It's not going to be us, is it? No, sir. We're down. Last chance for the Hawks.
Blue 80, go!
UPS, covering more ground faster than ever.
After you.
Oh, thanks.
Have a nice day.
UPS, covering more ground faster than ever.
This season, NFL Network invites you to a new football tradition.
With a telecast you'd expect from NFL Network. Great matchups on the run to the playoffs. Only on NFL Network.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Cowboys scoring to make it 21-6, but the main story there, Albert Hainsworth called for unsportsmanlike conduct, and the conduct should result in a finer suspension when you take a look at it, and then was tossed out of the game. So the interception thrown by Vince Young, and the Cowboys quickly take advantage of it. And the onside kick fielded at the 6-yard line by Pac-Man Jones, and Jones is tackled at the 11-yard line. Well, you don't often see what we're going to show you coming out of the break. We'll be right back.
All right, let's do this.
93, 94, 95.
Come on, man. Just
96.
Live NFL. Drink Diet Pepsi.
He popped another one.
Get full from Taco Bell's value menu.
I'm full!
Introducing Taco Bell's half-pound value menu lineup. Now fill up on any of 3 hefty half-pound burritos to keep your stomach and your wallet full. Think outside the bun.
Now you can experience Scarface like never before.
Say hello to my little friend!
The all-new Scarface Platinum Edition with completely restored audio and enhanced sound effects.
You think you can take me?
Own the Scarface 2-disc Platinum Edition October 3rd.
Ford Super Duty, the most capable pickup in America. Bold moves, they happen every day.
Fox Wednesday at 8. A deadly bomb blast puts Booth and Bones in the middle of an international conspiracy. Bones all new, then at 9. House faces his most bizarre case yet.
She's a Katrina victim.
Who's that? I have no idea.
House on a special night. It all starts at 8/7 Central, Fox Wednesday.
Early here in the third quarter, Dick Stockton, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa, first down on the 11-yard line. And the handoff to Chris Brown. Sometimes you have to keep your emotions in check in football. We have a flag down back at the 10-yard line.
You see here at the end of this play what happens. Here's Albert Hainsworth. Takes the helmet off once and then comes back again to Andre Gerard on the ground. Now this is a game that's physical, it's competitive, but you have to have respect for the game and respect for your opponent. And the league will find guys for uniform violations, they'll suspend them for banned substances, but there is no place in the game for that type of action. The league needs to send a message to all the players and take action against Albert Hainsworth in a way that never, ever happens again.
Tony, after this play, I want to get your take on it because you're down there. Scaife called for holding on the play, and then Chris Brown gets nothing on the run. Tony?
That's just being a coward in that play. He got blown out. They scored right in his gap. They score a touchdown. He's all frustrated. Listen, line back up and go and beat the guy in the game. Don't go and try and rip his helmet off and kick him in the face. You know everybody's watching. That's a coward move on my part, on his part. I just think that was totally uncalled for.
Just an unpleasant moment. Second down and 15 from the 6-yard line. So the penalty and no gain on the running play. And And right now, Vince Young doesn't have much margin of error here as he throws from the end zone, and the pass is incomplete, intended for David Gibbons.
And that's the other part of it. The fact that you do that, you got 2 personal fouls to you. Dallas is kicking off from the 40-yard line. It puts your team in a bad position in a game that you're fighting your butts off out there. And for him to walk off the sideline with this demeanor that I didn't do anything wrong, and he's talking to Coach Fisher and he's arguing with the official, man, that's asinine.
Jeff Fisher really was enraged at him. Of course, he knows better, one of the great coaches. And so Hainsworth ejected from the game, disqualified, the technical term. 3rd down and 15 from the 6. This time out of the shotgun is Vince Young. Gets hit, tries to get it away, and it's knocked away by a Cowboy. And it was DeMarcus Ware who got his hand up. And the big pressure, though, was Jay Ratliff, number 90, that caused the problems originally. So 4th down, and they got a kick from deep in the end zone.
Go ahead,
Talk
Tony.
about Vince Young, about the way he goes and he's very poised in the pocket. The one thing he isn't doing, or is doing, is watching his receivers from the line of scrimmage. The defensive backs are watching his eyes and playing the ball right from where he's looking.
Craig Hendrick will be kicking, and there's Terrence Newman, who already is standing in Tennessee territory. Newman. Actually, his own player hit him. Terrence Newman was hit by his own man at the 44-yard line. Kevin Burnett hit Newman. How unexpected is this? That's another thing you don't often see.
Dell doesn't just keep our business running. Dell keeps it growing. Because Dell technology is easier to scale. But even better, Dell designs it all around our business and where it's going. So they not only deliver the right solution for today, they help us map out a plan for tomorrow.
Dell PowerEdge servers feature the reliability of dual-core Intel Xeon processors. It's your enterprise, so every Dell solution is purely you.
Hi, I'm Tyler Florence. You know, amazing food starts with a few simple ingredients. That's how I approach cooking on my TV shows. So I'm picking up some of my favorites and I'm bringing them to Applebee's.
Introducing Huge Flavor by Tyler Florence.
Take my herb-crusted chicken. I start with a whole chicken breast and I roll it in herb-seasoned breadcrumbs and cook it to a crispy golden brown. Then I top it with an amazing salad of arugula, fresh mozzarella, and tomatoes. It's only at Applebee's.
Take any of Tyler's Huge Flavors home with Applebee's Carside to Go.
Wow.
I was making room for my daughter's swing set.
I was playing in the dirt.
I was taking the ponies out for a ride.
When you hit that 250,000-mile mark, you'll remember exactly where you were in a Ford F-Series. Because with more trucks on the road with 250,000 miles than any other brand, there's nothing tougher.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Nike Gridiron. Football is everything.
And welcome back to Nashville. The Cowboys in front 21-6, and great field position on the 44 of Tennessee. Here's Julius Jones, and Jones picks up 3 yards on 1st down.
Well, Drew Bledsoe told us the offense couldn't get out of each other's way. Now it looks like it's carried over into special teams. Terrence Newman, I can make this guy miss. He's got, oh, that's my guy.
That's a textbook tackle, though. They should put that on the film.
Well, he was shaken up, and Burnett did come off eventually on his own power, and now sitting on the bench.
He's okay. Everything's fine.
Terrell Owens in the game and lining up to the top of your picture. Bledsoe has yet to attempt a pass here in this 3rd quarter. This is his first, and he completes it to Terry Glenn. And Glenn, crunched out of bounds, will be 2 yards short of the 1st down as Andre Wilfork making the play. So a gain of 5 for Glenn coming off a touchdown effort. Big game today. The Huss stat, well, what does it mean? Well, Julius Jones is better on the road. Look at that. 10 touchdowns, fewer fumbles, more rushing yards per game in 23 career games. Better on the road? Well, look at the numbers today. 94 yards and 17 carries and a TD pass. Keeps the stat going.
I guess that's why you do running back by committee. You got the guy on the road, you got the guy at Texas Stadium.
Touchdown rushing it is, and the handoff to Marion Barber. Marion Barber, the change of pace running back, picking up 16 yards before Ronaldo Hill, the cornerback, takes him down at the 20-yard line, and another first down for Dallas.
I used to enjoy playing on the road, Moose. I don't know about you, but you had all your family members asking for tickets, and everybody wants to go to the game. A lot of distractions. Maybe that's one of the reasons why you play so well on the away games.
Yeah, you're able to just focus on the game. When you get on some of those road schedules, right there again, this offensive line really starting to gel, really starting to build some continuity.
And again, the handoff to Barber. And Barber, head down, gets inside the 15. Gives Julius Jones a breather, who has missed 3 games last year and was out 8 2 years ago with injury. Keeps him fresh with Barber in there. Andre Girard's injury update. He suffered a cut on the face after the stomping by Albert Hainsworth. Questionable as to his return. Al Johnson has replaced him at center, number 52. Barber has averaged over 9 yards a carry in relief of Julius Jones. 28 yards on 3 carries, gets a chance for more here. And Barber still on his feet, carrying the defender down to the 1-yard line. What great running by Marion Barber, getting 13 yards, and Lamont Thompson saved what would have been a touchdown.
Here's your power run formation too. You got Anthony Fasano, the tight end. He's shifting over a little bit. Everybody's coming this way. Little counteraction, little kick out. Whamming that guy inside. We've seen it on film several times. It's been a great play for Dallas.
They've been able to run, and no wonder. Drew Bledsoe has only had to try 1 passing attempt in this second half. It'll be 1st and goal. Hand off to Barber. And Barber close. Does not get in.
There's nothing more frustrating for a defensive group than to have your opponent's offense just marching the ball down the field in the run game. And you're just getting beat man to man, and there's no way you can justify it.
157 yards rushing for the Dallas running backs. Keep in mind the Titans have given up an average of 164 yards rushing, 30th in the league. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line, and here's Barber going low, and again no signal yet. Touchdown, got in there. Marion Barber with the 1-yard run, adding to the Dallas lead.
He does get down low on this. You're going to see only about a half a yard to go. He gets the ball and he's going right down in that lower part of the field, trying to squeeze in there among all those big bodies.
No way you're going to get underneath his pads and stop his momentum.
2nd touchdown of the year for Marion Barber. 27-6, and Mike Vanderjagt with the extra point. And with 6:38 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, the Cowboys have stretched their lead to 28-6 over the Titans.
Three screens, wireless, broadband, and TV are coming together. Another innovation from AT&T, helping you make the most of your world. The passion to invent, the drive to deliver. The new AT&T, your world, delivered.
Hey, Teddy, I hate to bother you. You sent my melon to Peyton, P-E-Y.
Groceries, $41.
That's awesome, man. Charlie!
Oil change, $25.
You're good, too. Decaf!
Lunch,
Decaf!
$12.
Great shift today, guys. Nice salad bar.
Your favorite players.
Yes.
Priceless.
Yes. Yes!
There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
You signed the bread to my little brother. He loves you.
Introducing the rebirth of cool.
Gatorade Rain. Start crisp, finish clean. Stay cool in the heat. Gatorade Rain.
I can't make you want to sit down, but the Angus can. It's so big.
The magic combination of Angus, Shrooms, and Swiss is so good it makes people sit.
The Angus Shroom and Swiss, the ultimate sit-down burger.
Dallas Cowboys in front now 28-6 coming off the bye week, and you never know if a team is going to be sharp enough after the bye week, but the Cowboys look sharp. A couple of glitches, that's about it today.
They really do, and I've been impressed how they've responded from that scenario at the end of the half when it was kind of a 6-point swing there, and they've come out and defense makes a play, offense has gone down the field. They're just controlling the line of scrimmage right now. It's going to be very difficult for Tennessee to get back into this game, and there's been just a strange feeling since that Albert Haynesworth incident. It's just an odd feeling. You get sense it in the stands, too.
Bobby Wade fielding the kick at the 4-yard line. Kickoff coverage, one of those things that the Cowboys did work on after Rock Cartwright returned 100 yards for the Redskins 2 weeks ago. Timeout, we'll be right back to Tennessee.
What? You said we were going to be paying less.
I'm State Farm Agent Demetrius Simon, and this is a true story.
Making ends meet is tough with a new baby.
When another company kept promising to save us money on car insurance, we believed them.
Guess what? We were charged more.
A lot more.
We switched back to State Farm because we've got an agent we can count on.
Anybody can promise you a good price, but nobody takes care of you like State Farm. Call an agent today. I think someone's had an accident. Oh.
Like a good neighbor.
State Farm is there.
Ooh. Oh.
Want to get away? Now you can. With Southwest Airlines Internet Specials, you can fly to over 60 destinations coast to coast for just $49 to $159. Purchased by October 19th.
You are now free to move about the country.
Welcome to my casa. It's your boy Pecan. This here's my foyer. This is my game room. This right here's my new suede couch. To the pool, baby. These are my ladies. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Hey, man, who are you?
Steve.
You part of the crew?
No, I'm just here for the Bud Light.
Who gave you that? Wednesday, did you give him that?
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Yeah, this is where I spend most of my... Man, put down my papaya!
Just down here on the sideline looking at the offensive linemen for the Dallas Cowboys. They're hooked up to these cooling machines. You see those hoses right there? Cool air blows through that, and they hook it up to their shoulder pads, and it goes all through their shoulder pads and cools their whole body down. They don't have it on the Tennessee side, but these guys on the Dallas side look like they're rejuvenated by this thing.
Now you wonder why the visitors have it on their side and the home team doesn't. You're talking about a home field advantage. That's Bill Bates is a part of that company, so he's got a vested interest in the Cowboys.
Visiting team advantage or home team disadvantage. Here's Vince Young going deep, getting tripped up, and the flag's going down. Brandon Jones, the receiver downfield, and Terrence Newman got their feet tangled, and they're going to call the penalty against Newman.
Sometimes it can be incidental.
Pass interference, defense, number 41. Automatic, first down.
I could have been uncatchable over the head, but you never know because he was tripped up, or incidental because I think Newman was going for the ball as well.
He got his arm on his back. They were running stride for stride, and right as they came in and kind of got tangled up a little bit, he got his arm on his back and knocked him off balance. So I don't know, I thought it was a good call.
36-yard penalty, and the Titans in Cowboy territory at the 41. Lendale White is the running back, and Vince Young operating out of the shotgun. Pass is caught by Jones. Gets close to the first down with Terrence Newman on the coverage.
One of the things that the guys for the Titans talked about with Vince Young is he's very upbeat, he's very positive, rallying the troop type mentality. And Keith Bullock, the guy who was talking about him, kind of likened him to Donovan McNabb, the time he'd spent with him at Syracuse University. So in a situation like this, you can see Vince has got the guys back out on the field trying to get them up to continue to finish this game.
Here's Lendale White off the left side, and not much penetration there. The offensive line can't do anything against the likes of Chris Canty, so a 2-yard gain on the play. And before Jeff Fisher decided that he was going to go to Vince Young, several of the Titans voiced their preference, including Keith Bulluck, saying it's time for the rookie to take over.
Well, it's just one of those situations. If he is the future, let's have the future be now. Keith Bulluck's been playing for a while. He doesn't want to be a part of a long rebuilding phase. So if the Titans felt he was ready, well, let's go ahead and do it. If he's progressing up in the offense, get him on the field.
2nd down and 8. Play action. Young taking off. Young going out of bounds. Anthony Henry very careful not to make contact, so that's the best run we've seen from Vince Young today, and he gets 9 yards.
Lendale White on his release right there gets Marcus Spears with a great chip, slows him down. Could have been some pressure that forced Vince out to the right side. Might not have got that far if it wasn't for that chip by Lendale White. Good job on his release.
1st down for the Titans.
Well, down here on the sideline, just watching Vince, he looks so much more comfortable in the shotgun rather than underneath the center.
Under center right here, Tony. 1st down on the 21-yard line. Fake to Lendale White. And throwing it out of the end zone, and a big pressure by Marcus Spears. Well, coming up tomorrow night on Fox, catch an all-new action-packed episode of Prison Break. It's all new tomorrow at 8, 7 Central, right here on Fox. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, the offense that Vince Young came out of at the University of Texas was heavy shotgun based, and he's going to feel more comfortable there. And that was one of the concerns about his transition into the NFL. And we've seen Byron Leftwich do it successfully. Guys that were in an offense that was, predominantly a shotgun set. He still says he doesn't feel like he's in the same rhythm and doesn't see things as well, but he'll get there.
Here's Lendale White, who's averaged nearly 5 yards a carry, and on 1st down, picking up 3 yards. And for a game break, let's check in with Chris Rose in Los Angeles.
Well, Dick, they may want to take a shotgun to the offense they're running in Arizona because it's not working down in Atlanta today. Kurt Warner picked off by D'Angelo Hall, who does his Dion impression there, and the Dion dance as well for the touchdown. The Falcons up 12 on the cards in the Dome. Let's send it back to Dick, Moose, and Goose.
All right, Chris, and Atlanta trying to come back after that trouncing in New Orleans, and what a night that was for the city of New Orleans and the Saints. 3rd down and 7. Young's pass, and it's caught by Ben Troupe. Touchdown. So a touchdown pass by Vince Young, not his first as an NFL quarterback. He threw one against the San Diego Chargers, but his first TD pass as a starter. And a 17-yard throw.
Ben Troupe, your tight end, going to the inside, running a nice corner route. He got Roy Williams kind of commit to the inside and got him to turn his hips. The Titans are going for 2 points here. Try and get this to a 14-point game.
And so far, Tennessee has been perfect in 2-point conversions this year.
I know you love when teams go for 2 this early in the game, Dick.
Like it's the last score of the game. And a quarterback draw, and he's going to get it. Vince Young going in on the quarterback draw. Reminds you a lot of the days of Steve McNair with Eddie George back there. 2-point conversion, and it is a 14-point lead. The Cowboys over the Titans, 28-14.
Oh, Hoodie, monument to the durable. Fast friend, uncomplaining sucker of sweat. In our most trying times, you still tried. When other garments stopped at the neck, you said, oh no, the head needs a garage. Our arms would pull off well before yours, yet this is how we treat you.
Brothers and sisters.
And back here in Nashville, the Tennessee Titans with a touchdown, a 17-yard pass from Vince Young to Ben Troupe. And they went 77 yards in a hurry under 3 minutes. And they're hanging in there, Darryl, in this game with plenty of time left, 3:40 to go in the third.
Yeah, this is, it's part of the reasoning for putting Vince Young in there at the starting position. Everybody had talked about there just being a different feel, a different vibe when he was playing. And it was a lot to ask of Kerry Collins to come in here and learn this system on such short notice. And you see a little bit there. There's not a quit out there.
And the kickoff to Tyson Thompson. 2 yards in the end zone, and there's some great special teams hustle for the Titans.
Take a look at this Vince Young run there for the 2-point conversion. This is the hardest play. The defensive line, they ran a spread. There's no linebackers in the backfield. You only see the official right there. Vince can pick wherever he wants. All the offensive linemen are matched up. He has his choice which way to go. With his ability, just goes, stretches out. Easy 2 points for the Titans right there.
Now the Tennessee crowd on its feet. And Sam Hurd, number 17, is in the game at wide receiver. Terrell Owens alternating series today. Julius Jones going off to the left. Good run by Jones, getting 9 yards. Ronaldo Hill making the tackle. So Julius Jones going over 100 yards, and he doesn't do it often. When he does, he gets big yardage. In fact, his only 100-yard game last year was against Carolina in Week 16. Gained 194 yards in that one.
These Tennessee Titans should invest in that shoulder pad cooler downer. They look a little sluggish out there as a defense.
Now Owens is back in. Lines up to the right. And he's got Andre Woolfolk defending him. Handoff to Jones, and he gets the first down. And there you see Andre Girard, the center, who had the head injury after the clash with Albert Hainsworth, coming back to the bench.
That's tough for an offensive lineman, too. You got a lot of pride. You don't want a bandage that big. I mean, if it wasn't necessary, I'm sure he wouldn't be wearing one that size.
Of course, Al Johnson has taken his place at center, so Julius Jones over 100 yards today with 105. First down at the 26 of Dallas. Marion Barber now at running back. He's done well. And this time is dropped after a pickup of 2 by David Thornton.
Julius Jones has really gotten into a rhythm today, broken a few big runs. Early on it was his patience. He was letting the play develop in front of him, setting his blocks. And he's been getting to the outside. The great burst right there to run away from David Thornton to the corner. And he's a tough guy. I mean, he's not one of those guys that's afraid to get in between the tackles and lower his shoulder.
Second down and 8. Play fake. Bledsoe goes underneath to Barber. Marion Barber with a pretty good juke and brings it out to the 46-yard line. And a big gain of 18 yards and another first down for the Cowboys. And Woolfolk is slow getting up for the Titans.
Big collision at the end of that run by Marion Barber. What a nice feel to just get into that little soft spot in the zone, just a little check down from Drew Bledsoe, and then turns around north and south right up the field.
Cortland Finnegan, 7th-round draft pick, replaces him in the secondary. Cowboys first down on their 46. The quick out to Terrell Owens. Look at the moves by Owens. First down, and Terrell Owens getting inside the 45 and stopped at the 43 on a quick, good for 11.
We'll come right back out and go after the guy who came in the lineup, Cortland Finnegan, number 31. Gives him a little fake to the outside. The pursuit's coming inside out. He cuts back into the grain.
First catch by Terrell Owens in the second half. He has made 4 receptions for 84 yards. And, of course, a big week, Dallas Cowboys. All the attention around him. Coming back exactly 2 weeks after breaking a bone in his right hand. Here's Marion Barber picking his way on the outside and manages to get inside the Tennessee 40 for 4 yards.
I think that's the thing that's been lost in this whole discussion, is the fact that nothing that happened during this past week, but the fact he had surgery 2 weeks ago, had a plate and some screws put in, and he's on the field today.
That's the story. That's the end of the third quarter.
watching Fox NFL Sunday.
Hey, Dwayne, this project is critical. It's got a tight budget and even a tighter deadline. Got it, boss. This is Mrs. Hudson's Park Avenue. It needs brakes, rotors, shocks, wipers, and she's got a bridge game at 2 o'clock, so get on it.
And if I screw this up, I'm gonna get fired.
No matter what the size of your project, O'Reilly has you covered. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices.
So you went to O'Reilly. Genius.
Ford F-Series, America's undisputed leader, outperforms the competition with best-in-class payload and best-in-class towing, and with more F-Series on the road with 250,000 miles than any other brand. There's nothing tougher. Just like you, these trucks don't quit at 5 o'clock. Right now, get into a Ford F-Series with 0% financing for 60 months. That means up to $9,900 in finance savings. See your local Ford store.
If you want to see and feel what the NFL is really like, you can do one of two things. You can either ask someone who played the game like myself, or you can go to one of our new retail partners, H.H. Gregg, and check out their full line of Samsung HD TVs, the official HD TV of the NFL. So sit back and listen as me and my fellow quarterbacks break down what makes watching football in high definition such an amazing experience. Visit H.H. Gregg and see the HD difference.
According to Jim, weeknights at 7:30 on Fox 41.
Country music, bluegrass this week, Grand Ole Opry, you name it. This is the place to be, Nashville, Tennessee, a happy city to say the least. And the host of the Tennessee Titans as we start the fourth quarter, the Cowboys in front, 28-14. Dick, Darrell, and Tony with you. And the handoff is to Julius Jones, and a great burst by Jones, and a first down inside the 30-yard line. A 12-yard pickup with Hill and Thornton finally making the play.
That shows the confidence that Julius Jones has in his offensive line to open up the holes. He hit that thing downhill in a hurry.
Terry Glenn, the recipient of 2 touchdown catches today. Julius Jones and Marion Barber has each rushed for 1 touchdown. It is a first down on the 27 of Tennessee, and the pass incomplete to Owens. Jason Witten, and of course, as you mentioned on the pregame show, a new father, and his wife Michelle giving birth on Tuesday to Christopher Jason, CJ. Coming back to Tennessee.
Yeah, what a great week. Not only having the big day last week with the birth of their son, but then being able to come up here. We're played at the University of Tennessee around friends and family.
2nd and 10. And the handoff and going nowhere. Jones, Antoine Odom returning to the Tennessee lineup after dislocating a knee in preseason. Inactive the first 3 games. And the word around for Andre Gerard is that he had multiple stitches to close up the lacerations above his left eye. That's what he appeared when he came back to the sideline. 3rd down and 11 from the 28. Bledsoe gets it to Terrell Owens, and he'll be stopped right there at the 25-yard line by David Thornton.
What a good tackle by David Thornton. He's got Terrell Owens out in the open field on a catch and run for the first down, and just tremendous balance as he comes in to make the tackle. He comes in and he gets in great balance and is able to make that tackle short of the first down.
Well, here's Mike Vanderjagt coming in, missed the 26-yarder earlier toward the end of the half. This will be a 43-yard attempt. And Vanderjagt's kick will be good. So he has a 50 against the Redskins and a 43 today. And the Cowboys extend their lead over the Titans to 31-14.
The world's first 4-door, 5-passenger Wrangler. Wrangler Unlimited. A new species from Jeep.
It's coming. And starting October 3rd, you could be next.
You have no idea what is upon us now.
We stand together. X-Men.
X-Men, The Last Stand, like you've never seen it, including 3 alternate endings and 10 deleted scenes. Tuesday.
Is it permissible to hide Miller Lite in the fridge?
Sure, I like to stash one in the butter door.
I like to hide mine in the crack of a turkey.
Guys, this is an outrage. When it comes to beer, sharing is caring.
For great taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Microsoft, software for the people-ready business, by McDonald's, by Miller Lite and the Men of the Square Table, good call, and by Reebok, 1,800 players, 1,800 stories, one outfitter. Reebok, official outfitter of the NFL.
Early here in the fourth quarter, and the Cowboys in front 31-14. Mike Vanderjagt kicking off to Bobby Wade. Wade at the goal line with a head of steam. Slowed up and finally brought down. Fumbles at the 34. And recovered by Tennessee.
Well, Vince Young has gotten better and better as the game has progressed. In the first part of the game when he came out, he was very quick with his decisions. He felt unsettled. But you could actually see at the point where he started to feel comfortable. And from that point on, he's continued to move. And there's some of the intangibles. The defense is out on the field. Dallas is moving the ball. He's trying to get the crowd pumped up to get them back into the game to cheer for the defense.
Titans on offense now. First down on the 34. Play action. Young's pass. Intended for Bennett and broken up downfield by Patrick Watkins. And for a game break, let's check in again with Chris Rose.
Dick, a tight one in Carolina. The Saints march down the field. Deuce McAllister taking it in from 3 yards out. And the Saints looking to move to 4-0 for the first time since '93. Let's send it back to Dick, Moose, and Goose.
No fluke Monday night, I guess.
No, I tell you what, I thought that New Orleans was going to be good because they'd be able to put up some points, but their defense has been a huge surprise to me this season so far.
Second down and 10 on the 34, faking the handoff to Brown, and on the run, the pass caught, and wide open is Bobby Wade, the former Bear, who gets into Dallas territory. First down of 18 yards to the 48. You know, on a Monday night game, and you talk about all the fan support, but the fact is that defense played great, and Michael Vick was totally befuddled, I think, by the defensive line and the defensive backs as well.
Yeah, and now doing the same thing to Carolina and Jake Delhomme and Steve Smith.
Carolina needing to win to get back to 500. And the Saints trying to stay undefeated, one of the big stories of this early season. First down for the Titans on the Cowboy 48. Young's pass, and it's intended for Wade and nearly intercepted. Patrick Watkins went after the ball as well.
We talked about it earlier. Vince Young just watching the receiver he's throwing the ball to. He's not looking at any other receiver, and the defensive backs are just going right where his eyes are every time.
With the young quarterbacks, and I'm thinking that maybe this is what Norm Chow is doing, Tony, is you'll split the field in half. And by his pre-snap read, he'll be able to tell which side of the field to work. And although sometimes it looks like he's staring down a guy, he could have guys in tiers. So we'll keep an eye on it and see if he's got other receivers to just to one side.
Second and 10 on the 48 of Dallas. The pass thrown to Bennett. He catches it. And Bennett trying to get to the sidelines. Stays in bounds. To Marcus Ware on the play, a gain of 3, and we haven't seen much from Drew Bennett today, an underrated receiver in the league and the leading pass catcher this season for Tennessee.
He's been their big play guy. Now you gotta go back and you gotta redevelop some chemistry with the new quarterback. Obviously last year was Steve McNair, Billy Volek, and then early it was Kerry Collins. So this is day one of the Drew Bennett, Vince Young experiment.
Bennett has 2 catches today for a total of 10 yards. 3rd down and 7. Young flips it over the head of Chris Brown. So 4th down coming up. There you're looking at Matt McBriar, and this week you couldn't get more praise from Bill Parcells for the job that Mac McBriar has done, and he's continued to do a great job today. Of course, they haven't had a punt at all, so he has been on the sideline throughout the game, so his record's clean. 4th down and 7 to go, and when you're trailing 31-14 in the 4th quarter, they're going for the 1st down. They have to get it inside the 38. Pressure, the pass, incomplete. Bo Scaife, the intended receiver, but well covered downfield by the Cowboys, especially Kevin Burnett, the linebacker. So Dallas will take over on downs, leading 31-14.
We're playing San Diego. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns, and puked in between. And that's when I knew it.
I felt like I was playing with little kids and I was a grown man, like Superman.
I ran the fastest 40 at the camp, and I was still 15 years old. So that's when I knew I was going to be pretty good. Oh, yeah.
1,800 players, 1,800 stories, one outfitter.
Introducing the new Sicilian lasagna pizza from Pizza Hut. Hearty beef topping and a blend of mozzarella, creamy ricotta, and Parmesan cheese, all on a seasoned crust. It's just $10.99. Right now for just $5 more at any medium one-topping pizza.
Silly little fairy.
Oh! Introducing the all-new Dodge Caliber. It's anything but cute.
You know, FedEx gave us solutions for all our domestic shipping needs. Maybe we should go international.
Well, FedEx has been in China for over 20 years.
Hey, Bill, put a push pin in China. Bill, it's Russia. That's Greenland, Bill. You have no idea where China is, do you?
Whoa!
FedEx, shipping to over 200 cities in China.
Gorgeous day here in Nashville, Tennessee, and not a cloud in the sky, and the Dallas Cowboys, after trailing 3-0 early after a turnover, have turned this game around and have dominated the Titans, who came in 0-3. Hand off to Julius Jones, having a big game. And today the Cowboys have rushed for 190 yards to this point. 22 came on an end around by Terry Glenn, but Jones has 120 and Barber 48, averaging 6 yards a clip. So a great day on the ground.
Yeah, they've been a nice little changeup for each other. Marion Barber and Julius Jones, and Terry Glenn, the big end around, but you know, his 2 touchdowns with Drew Bledsoe. A lot of weapons for this offense, and they should be doing this. They should be playing like this.
And it all starts up front, and the line continues to get better and better. 2nd and 6. Here is Jones, and Julius Jones going off the right side, gets into Titan territory with a 2-yard pickup.
Jones.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys, Jones slowly gets up, starting a string of 5 games, the next 7 on the road. Next week they go against Philadelphia, a much heralded game on the schedule before the season for the obvious reason. Terrell Owens going back to Philadelphia.
Yeah, they thought this past week was a circus. Wait till next week.
Bring out the National Guard in Philadelphia, guys.
3rd down and 4 at the 49. Marion Barber is in the game, and so is Terrell Owens. And Kyle Vanden Bosch winds up on the Dallas sides of things.
Offense, number 82.
But he was drawn off by the tight end, Jason Witten. Well, T.O. showed up and started today.
But, I was just concerned about how he was going to do with the contact aspect. I know he caught the ball well in practice Thursday and Friday, but you're always worried about that contact. He's got a big pad on the hand. It's got a hollow area with a glove on it. But, I was impressed. And what he did in the Super Bowl coming back and playing in that game, he's done it before. So I guess we shouldn't have doubted it.
Marion Barber on the delay, and Barber edges his way to within 1.5 yards of a first down. Of course, that opened a lot of things for Terry Glenn. And going back to Philadelphia with the Eagles, 17-4 was the Eagles' record in games played with Owens in the lineup. And of course, this week there was support out of Philadelphia by Andy Reid and Donovan McNabb for Terrell Owens' troubles. And in for the first time today, Matt McBriar, his first punting attempt.
There you go, Stock.
Well, he's done so well this year. Why not appear in this game? Bobby Wade going back deep. And a fair catch. And that's why Bill Parcells likes McBriar. Talk about inside the 20. That was inside the 10. We'll be right back.
Visa Business Card gives you financial tools to help reduce paperwork, increase efficiency, and maybe even save a tree or two. Your business is your life. Life takes Visa.
You got everything?
Yeah.
Any bags today?
Not today.
Computers, cell phones, electronic devices. Have your bags, please.
Mr. Smith. Yes. Luggage. No. Hello. Got it.
Do you have everything?
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get started.
With Microsoft software, you've got what you need in the palm of your hand.
Does it make phone calls too?
Guys, I got some really bad news. I'm out of Bud Light.
Oh, come on, dude.
But my roommate isn't.
He's gonna notice we took some.
Nah, man, he's not gonna notice.
What the?
Hey, there's a little blinking light on it.
I'm thinking he may notice.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Great play.
Fox NFL Sunday is on the road and coming to you live from Philadelphia. Noon Eastern, 9 Pacific next week in HD. Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Visa. Go on, live life, and remember that no matter what it takes, life takes Visa.
Skyline of Nashville, Tennessee. And in the fourth quarter, nearly halfway completed, and the Cowboys up big, 31-14. First down on the 7-yard line. Vince Young making his first NFL start, rolling out from the end zone, and a pick. Interception by Dallas, and going in, Bradie James for the touchdown. Bradie James on the interception, and the pressure on Vince Young was big here.
Yeah, I think this was a mix-up from the get-go. The play action in the back didn't look right, and then Vince is just trying to make something happen. He forces the ball. That's the first time that we've seen, the youth and the inexperience. You're going to have some other situations during the course of the game, but that's the big one that you're trying to avoid.
Yeah, when he turned around, it looked like he went to hand off the ball to somebody and no one was there. His eyes were big as could be. Was looking right at him, and it had to be a botched play on that one.
15-yard return for the score, and Mike Vanderjagt with the extra point. And the Cowboys lead 38-14. They've intercepted 2 passes, and 2 touchdowns resulted.
We're not even in the right seats.
Order the red taco.
That girl lady's hot.
Oh, eat it up, buddy. Adios.
Is that part of the show?
Wendy's 99-cent super value menu choices taste so good.
300,000 Junior Bacon Cheeseburgers.
You'll see dollars in a whole new way. Like our famous Junior Bacon Cheeseburger made with fresh ground beef for just 99 cents. Do what tastes right.
The critics agree Dead Rising is a sickeningly clever mix of brawn and brains. Brilliant. Masterpiece. Dead Rising, rated mature.
Fox Sunday is Fun Day. The Simpsons discover Duck, Goose. Then here's a prize. Brad Garrett stars in the hit comedy Till Death on a special night.
Ignore the awkward hole in my pajamas.
Play Beat the Buzzer on Family Guy.
You are so full of... What? No, I can't say in my own house.
And Hillary Gold, you've won your first car. The War at Home, all new starting at 7/6 Central tonight on Fox.
Fox tomorrow at 8. An all-new Prison Break with the season's most shocking twists and turns.
It's our last shot.
And someone won't make it out alive. Prison Break, all new at 8 tomorrow on Fox. Viewer discretion advised.
Well, you can't call this a trap game because Tennessee really has struggled a lot this year, but the way the Cowboys are so convincing, Darryl, in this game, that's what the good teams do. They go on the road, not always easy to win on the road, thoroughly beat the team. I think that's significant.
Well, I mean, the big thing you do when you look at the season as it starts, you want to win your games at home, you want to go on the road, try and split on the road, but you always need to take care of business. And when you're playing a team that's struggling and trying to find their way, you've got to, those are the games where we get to see maybe a little bit more of what the makeup of your team is. And Dallas has had a little bit of adversity today, and each time they've responded very well.
Randy Starks brings it out to the 39-yard line. If you want to talk about Vince Young and how he's doing today compared to other quarterbacks taken in the first round, what they did, there are their ratings and what they did. Now, John Elway didn't have any rating but one. Most of them were losses. McNabb won, but the best rating was Dan Marino. And there you see none of them really broke the bank.
Well, it's a tough transition. You know, I think a lot of people think, the jump from the college to the NFL is not going to be that difficult for some of these athletes, but the quarterback position in particular, very difficult, and you saw the evidence right there.
And the pass thrown out of bounds and a collision downfield between Roy Williams and David Givens. Jerry Jones, of course, this is what he does during the break. Fans are throwing jerseys and caps into the owner's box, and he's returning them in kind with his signature. Second down and 10.
Next week in Philadelphia, I'm sure they'll be doing the same thing, but they won't be throwing hats.
Yeah.
Out of the shotgun. Making the handoff, but getting time and completing to Brandon Jones. Jones is hit hard and does not get out of bounds at the 47-yard line. 8 minutes remaining. A 7-yard pickup with Anthony Henry making the play. Very tough assignment. No excuses, of course, for Vince Young, who's known great success and has great respect of his teammates, but it's not easy going against a tough team defense as the Cowboys have in his debut as a starter.
Yeah, he's had a tough start to his career because of the defense of the Dallas Cowboys. This was not going to be an easy task this afternoon, and his performance is indicative of that, but only that one critical mistake so far.
Pitch to Chris Brown on the option and a first down. So twice we've seen the option play run, and there is a former fan of my partner's who's checking the scoreboard. Didn't come in pads, though, Darryl.
No. I was wondering where that one jersey that was bought in Tennessee went to.
First down, and Titans at the Cowboy 47-yard line. Third overall pick in the draft this year, Vince Young, came out as a junior. And his pass nearly intercepted. It was intended for Givens, and Aaron Glenn has an interception today on the coverage. Vince Young was the highest Titan quarterback picked. Also, the third pick was Steve McNair in '95.
Pops.
And it was interesting because when he got the word that he was going to be the starter, he said, I did not tell Pops right?
Yeah. That had to be the hardest thing the entire week, that somebody who's had such a big influence on his career is Steve McNair, and he couldn't even share the good news until yesterday. I still don't know how everybody kept that quiet for as long as they did.
2nd and 10. Watch out from behind. As Young is hit from behind and loses the ball. Is picked up by the Cowboys. And it's Patrick Watkins. Still in bounds. Downfield. Loses his helmet. And Watkins finally brought down inside the 5-yard line. Al Singleton forced the fumble with his tackle from behind of Vince Young, and a 69-yard return by Patrick Watkins, the rookie from Florida State.
Well, Vince Young will learn about this too. The pursuit of the players in the NFL, you're never safe. You've got to have that ball secure. If you're going to scramble and start to run with the ball, you've got to tuck it away, because these guys close so quickly.
Watkins came under fire a bit this week from Bill Parcells as far as his tackling ability. Said he needed to tackle a lot better if he was going to keep his job, and he did there. So on the sidelines is Young, and in the game is Tony Romo in relief of Drew Bledsoe. So Tony Romo is in the game, and Cowboy fans have been talking about him before the last couple of weeks. The handoff to Tyson Thompson, who's making his first appearance as a running back, and he gets 4 yards. Well, Bill Parcells always emphasizes the turnover margin. He says you turn it over twice and you have a 2 turnover margin, 82% chance, and that's what he's had today. The margin is 1. So you have a 73% chance of winning the game.
Well, one of the big things that he preaches is turnover margin, field position, time of possession. There's a few things that he feels very strongly about, but I don't think any more so than the turnover situation during the course of the game and how that relates to winning and losing.
Tyson Thompson going in for the touchdown. So all 3 running backs for the Dallas Cowboys have scored touchdowns today. Julius Jones, Marion Barber, and now Tyson Thompson from 7 yards out.
This offensive line really has done a good job today. Kyle Kozier coming around the corner. That's a great pull, and he's going to get in position to get a good hit on Peter Sermon. Yeah, that's a tough track to run for an offensive guard and be able to get enough on the defender.
Mike Vanderjagt, and the Cowboys lead 45-14, and I think that offensive line was outstanding from the very first possession of the game. Well, at halftime, they retired Warren Moon's jersey number 1. Played 10 years with the Houston Oilers of his 17-year career. That was his ring and the bust that appears in the Hall of Fame. Only the 6th player in franchise history to have his number retired.
Class act right there, Warren Moon. Congratulations.
I had an opportunity to be in Canton. He was inducted this year in the same class that Troy was, and very impressive in his speech. And he was an inspiration to a lot of the guys trying to break into that quarterback position. The Steve McNair, Donovan McNabb, Byron Leftwich, and we've got a guy out here right now, Vince Young. And as much as Steve McNair was a mentor and an inspiration to Vince Young, I think the same can be said for Warren Moon. He inspired a lot of young kids out there in the game of football, and a very good speech in Canton, and then again today at halftime, another nice speech. And I thought the best thing he said, he goes, he doesn't have a lot of regrets in his life, but the one thing he does regret is he never got to play for the Tennessee Titans here in Nashville.
And got a rousing ovation from the crowd, as you might expect.
A wise man.
Mike Vanderjagt with the kickoff, and Bobby Wade. And Wade knocked down at the 18-yard line by Keith Davis. 19-yard return by Wade. And the one thing that I didn't know about, that number 1, he says, I always thought of the team first. That's why he wore number 1 in high school, college, and in the NFL.
Well, that's what this game is about. It's not an individual sport. To me, it's the greatest team sport there is, because there's not another sport where you divide the team into 3 distinct phases: offense, defense, and special teams, and you're not on the field while those other phases are playing, and you've got a common goal, and that's why I love this game so much.
And it's proven the way you played it, everything you've done around it. Lendell White with the carry and a 2-yard pickup.
You know, we talked about Terrell Owens early in the game, and you know the off-field stuff that he had that I didn't want to talk about. But I definitely have to say his presence on the field makes this team a better team, and I thought he played pretty well today.
He handled the contact phase of it better than I thought he was going to. He does add a dimension when he lines up on the offense for the Dallas Cowboys. He forces defenses to balance their coverage. They can't roll to one side or the other. That helps Drew Bledsoe in his progression in his pre-snap reads.
2nd down and 8. And going down is Vince Young, and that will be the first sack of the game for either team. Kevin Burnett will get credit for it, and there is Terrell Owens, who practiced during the week, and that's amazing. He had the problem with the hand, and that is really the fractured right finger, 3 screws and a plate inserted. And of course we knew what happened during the week, and it dominated the news, and everyone took their shots in speculating. The police classified that incident this week as an accidental overdose, case closed, and that was it. And he had to have enough concentration, and the club did, for him to come here and produce today.
I hope everybody else around the country will say case closed on this incident too.
And again, going down, Greg Ellis. And of course it's open season on the young quarterback Vince Young right here, a loss of 2 yards.
Well, this is what Terrell's going to be wearing, and it's a piece of hard plastic that's kind of hollowed out, and you can see that it's got like a cushioning effect to it. So you get that right over the spot where the break is, where the plates and the screws are, and then he'll have that taped and then put a glove on it. That will help him protect any type of contact he would have directly to that area.
4th down, and Craig Hendrick to be kicking with under 4 minutes remaining in the game. And not a good kick by Hendrick, which is rare for him. Wow. He's one of the better ones. Began his career with the Green Bay Packers. And they're going to mark it around the midfield mark. Tomorrow night on Fox, after an all-new prison break, Enter the Mystery of Vanish. An all-new episode airs tomorrow at 9/8 Central right here on Fox. Viewer discretion is advised. That was a 24-yard punt. And they're going to mark it on the 40-yard line.
It's getting shorter.
Cowboys on the Tennessee 40. Tony Romo, the quarterback. Tyson Thompson, the running back. There you see the 3 takeaways resulting in 21 points today for Dallas. Thompson. And he gets a couple. Travis LeBoy making the tackle. Down the NFC East, and it looks like that's going to be a battle royal all season long, and no team is going to seemingly make much of an extension over another one. And of course next week our pregame show will be in Philadelphia. Cowboys and the Eagles next week.
Yeah, that's going to be a very pivotal game next week up there in Philadelphia. And right now Philadelphia's offense ranked number 1 in the NFL, but their defense is struggling right now. And I've been very impressed with Dallas's offense. I think that's the big matchup next week when those 2 teams collide, and that's going to be a big early season matchup because, as you pointed out, Dallas 5 out of their next 7 on the road. Philadelphia has a tough stretch in late December. Got to take advantage of those situations when you can. You got to win your home games, especially in division.
Tyson Thompson gets to the 29, and of course the first half of our doubleheader next week, the Redskins and the Giants, the other 2 teams in the division.
And I'm anxious to see how the Giants respond after that loss to Seattle. Very uncharacteristic to see that team play that way. And then there was some things being discussed afterwards, which you never like to hear.
To say the least.
To say the least. Washington, Clinton Portis. I always felt that that team, Mark Brunell would be kind of the trigger man for that team. The record would be indicative of how Mark Brunell played. I've been wrong. I think it's Clinton Portis. I think Clinton Portis is the main cog in that offensive machine in Washington.
And he's playing against the Jacksonville Jaguars. 3rd down and 5, and Tyson Thompson will be stopped after a 2-yard pickup, and we're going to get down to the 2-minute warning here in Nashville, Tennessee. It's been a Cowboy kind of day, 45-14. Yep.
Your world delivered.
What if success comes all at once? Can we handle our own good fortune? Can we reap what we sow? When demand hits, will we receive it with open arms? Yes, we will.
Dynamic networking from AT&T proactively identifies changes in traffic volume and responds in real time, so Kara can turn high demand into big success. The new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Want to buy my breakfast? It's a croissant sandwich.
I don't like French things.
What about the bikini?
French kisses?
What's French for creepy?
Wake up with a croissant sandwich from BK.
When does the best-selling car in America become the best car for America? When does an engine become an engine of change? Introducing the first ever gas-electric Camry with hybrid Synergy drive. It's time to move forward.
Donovan McNabb is driven, motivated, hungry.
Hungry enough for Campbell's chunky New England clam chowder.
Feed your NFL-sized hunger. Campbell's Chunky. Meals that fill you up right.
2-minute warning here in Nashville, and the Cowboys leading 45-14. 4th down and 4 for Dallas. Terrell Owens glad to be back in action. And Darrell's great comment from Drew Bledsoe. Distraction, he says, we see him in the locker room joking. We don't see it like the outsiders see it. And the Cowboys played it like that today. On 4th down, Tony Romo on the bootleg gets the first down. Darrell, let's go back to talking about the Giants story with Seattle when they were blown out last week. They come in with a 1-2 record, and some of the things that have emanated out of the Giants camp. Jeremy Shockey, who's been talkative throughout his career, saying that you can mark it down. The coaches were at fault in this game. He has since apologized, but what does that kind of turbulence does that mean in the Giant locker room?
Well, Jeremy is one of those guys who he's about winning, and I think sometimes people look at a comment like that and think he's selfish. But when you see a comment come out of a locker room immediately following a game, especially a game that you were outplayed and never were really in it, you're going to have frustration. And you just got to be smarter. You've got to understand what situation you are in when a television camera comes in front of your face, and be very, very careful about what you say.
And let's look at a game summary as we tell you about Terrell Owens, 5 catches, 88 yards, 3 running backs scoring. Jones, Barber, and Thompson. And Glenn caught a couple, and a big day for the Cowboys. Want to thank our producer, Bob Stenner, director, Sandy Grossman, the associate director, Charles McDonald, the associate producer, Wayne Wilson, the broadcast associate, Andy Cavanaugh, sideline producer, Eddie Toner, the technical producer, Bob Mueller, and the technical director, Joe Abenda. Tape supervisor today, Michael Nathanson. The pregame show was produced by Scott Ackerson and directed by Bob Levy. The studio technical supervisor was Jack Simmons. The senior producer is Bill Brown, and the executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. Up here, Chris Visser, our spotter, Rick Odioso on stats, Mike Eldridge and Bill Cullen with the numbers. And there you see Jeff Fisher and Bill Parcells. The Dallas Cowboys go to 2-1, beat the Titans 45-14 as Tennessee goes to 0-4 for the first time in their Tennessee franchise history.
Yeah, an unfortunate situation like that, but I think that Vince Young took some positive steps today as the starter. You saw him settle down.
Yes.
He had the one critical throw in the 4th quarter, but other than that, I thought he had a good debut for the Tennessee Titans, and also Lendale White. So some good young players for those Tennessee Titans.
New era in Tennessee. Maybe a new era winning-wise in Dallas. We'll be back.
Homer discovers duck. Duck.
Protect the duck.
Goose. The Simpsons at 8/7 Central tonight on Fox.
In a fiercely competitive automotive world, one company has taken the lead with American innovation. Ford. With 500, the safest car in its class. Fusion, J.D. Power's most appealing midsize car. Focus, 37 miles per gallon starting at under $14,000. And the legendary Ford Mustang. Now get low 0% financing for 60 months on most 2006 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Ford. Bold moves.
Subway Daytime Drama presents Gotta Have It! And so you shall! Delicious new premium steak sandwiches, blackened Cajun steak or steak and cheese. They're all yours! Subway, eat steak!
And don't forget your nearby Subway restaurant has the perfect answer to satisfy any appetite. It's the daily special for just $2.69. That's a different regular 6-inch Subway sub every day for only $2.69. Subway, eat fresh.
I'm Shelley Knopp, the only candidate for Jefferson Circuit Court Clerk with nearly 2 decades of hands-on court experience. I'd be honored to be the first woman to hold this office and have your vote.
And for Darrell Johnson and Tony Siragusa, Dick Stockton saying so long from Nashville. Right now, we're going to take you to bonus coverage of the Saints-Panthers game. Let's join Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
We would like to welcome those of you watching other games. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, Pam Oliver with you, and our game summary. Drew Brees in the offense for New Orleans. Jake Delhomme just led his team down the field for the go-ahead touchdown. Now, with the Saints without any timeouts remaining, it's 3rd down and 7 faced by Carolina, and they do run it to Deshaun Foster. Foster's going to pick up the first down and go. There are no flags, and the Carolina Panthers are now 2-2. 1:45 to go, and that will ice this one. A battle in the NFC South, and they are elated here in Carolina. First touchdown of the season for Foster. Just trying to pick up a first down and stay in bounds. And instead, he found the end zone.
Well, they toss it to Deshaun Foster, and they got everybody going out on they're pulling out in front of him. I mean, there was a wall of offensive linemen out there in front. Brad Hoover, the fullback, as well. And then Deshaun Foster really is the guy who kind of made it happen. Right there, there's some people who could have brought him to the ground. He breaks the tackle and keeps on going. And that was all right in front of Sean Payton because it was the New Orleans sidelines there, and he's just got to be sick as he can be, knowing that had they have been able to make the stop there, they get the ball back to the New Orleans Saints offense with a chance to try to go back and win this game.
So Foster gets the touchdown, and Keyshawn Johnson almost takes his head off to celebrate. Oh. Wow. How about that hit to the back of the head or neck?
Well, hopefully we won't see Deshaun Foster on the injury report next week. That's a heck of a job, though. It's a heck of a job by Jake Delhomme in this offense, going down before and scoring, and then finishing it off on that last possession.
Casey kicks this one, and Aaron Stecker has it on the return, and Stecker is going to be wrapped up. The ball comes out. They're calling Stecker down. Al Wallace made the violent tackle and ripped the football out after Stecker was down. Our recap of the day. First touchdown, the only touchdown of the first half, a 9-yard throw to Steve Smith. Reggie Bush was active today. The total yardage not all that impressive. Touchdown run by Deuce McAllister put the Saints up, but not for long. Drew Carter in the back of the end zone, and then this latest run by Deshaun Foster to ice it. And the offensive line, which has guys moving all over the place, left and right, celebrating on the sideline. Down by 11. No timeouts left. And that one's batted down. I believe Damian Lewis got his hands up. Lewis has had a nice day.
He really has, yeah. I mean, he's been a great pickup for this football team, and he has been very active there in the middle today. And, you know, we talked a little bit about it coming into this game. Carolina 1-2, and yet you didn't feel like they felt any pressure on them. Obviously, this was an important game, but very confident with the team that they had, and to be able to win here today, I mean, it certainly brings the division much closer together.
On 2nd and 10, a penalty flag on the completion to Reggie Bush. Bush was tackled immediately by Chris Draft, who was taken over at middle linebacker. And it's against New Orleans.
Holding, 73, offense, 10-yard penalty, still taken down.
Jari Evans guilty of the hold.
You know, the other thing, Joe, is I know that the New Orleans Saints are disappointed. Got off to a 3-0 start and had their opportunities here today, but I still think that this is a good football team, and they've got some talent, they've got great leadership, they got direction. Of course, Drew Brees and Deuce McAllister, Joe Horn. This group's going to win a lot of football games, and I think they might have a chance to be in it in December.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is not an easy place to come in and win a game, as that one is into the arms of Colston, and Marcus Colston gets behind the defense and is going to scoot into the end zone for a touchdown. There are no flags, and just like that, with the extra point coming, what will happen is the Saints will try to make it a 3-point game and go for 2. Then the onside kick. So this thing isn't totally over, as we've shown every celebration. The game is still going, and the Saints haven't quit with Drew Brees on the completion to Colston and missed tackles all over.
Well, and Mike Minner, the safety, number 30, he just overshot it. You know, I mean, he's in a position, if he had stayed at home, to where he would have been the guy right there to make the tackle. But he overruns it, and then again, Marcus Colston has great speed, and he outruns everybody for a touchdown.
Now Carolina will take a timeout and get together and talk about what they might see from the Saints on this 2-point try.
I mean, this gets real interesting, because you're right, there's absolutely nothing to gain by kicking the extra point. So if they are able to get the 2-point conversion, obviously then it comes down to, can they then get the onside kick? And if they can, well, now it's a whole different ball game, having to kick a field goal as opposed to a touchdown.
Absolutely. So this is a big 2-point try. Sean Payton's team in his first year has yet to try one in a game. So you've got Colston on the 86-yard touchdown catch. His 3rd touchdown of the season. And after the timeout, here we go with a 2-point try. They fake it to Reggie Bush, and the throw is caught for the 2 points by Joe Horn. So now it's a 3-point game, and all that matters moving forward is the onside kick.
And I guarantee you that's a play that they've had up each and every week for a 2-point conversion by Sean Payton. So Drew Brees is looking, and because he went out on the rollout, it buys him some time. Joe Horn was able to go up, work the baseline there of the end zone on the end line. And this is why so many teams do run the sprint out when they're going for a 2-point play. Creates options for a quarterback. Joe Horn keeps working, and they get the 2-point conversion.
Okay, so Danny Crossman is the special teams coach for Carolina. John Bonamego is the special teams coach for the New Orleans Saints. If the Saints want a chance to tie or win the game, get this thing into overtime, it comes down to them coming up with the onside kick. Remember, they have no timeouts left.
You know, old John Fox, I mean, you wonder how these coaches survive these types of games. I mean, on one minute you're celebrating on the sidelines thinking you just wrapped up the ball game. Your defense gives up one big play, and now all of a sudden it comes down, at least for the moment, on whether or not you can recover an onside kick.
We've got a veteran, John Carney, a 17-year player who knows how to get that desired onside kick, which is a couple of bounces and then that hop up to give, in this case, the Saints a chance to come away with a ball. Coming up on the AT&T postgame show, Kurt, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will catch you up on all of the day's scores and highlights. The Fox Sports ticker will keep you updated with up-to-the-second stats and schedules. You come away, and we touched on this earlier before this whole thing transpired. Here's Sean Payton, a guy who got his team ready to play on that emotional night at the Superdome on Monday night. And I think some first-year head coaches could have let that whole situation overwhelm the team, and they were ready to play, and they came out to play. And now down by 11, they continued to play here today, and they may not come out and win this game in the end, but they've at least given themselves a chance to get there.
It's a credit to Sean Payton and his staff for the job that they've done, getting this team to play and get prepared to play each game this season. Of course, Sean Payton has worked for some awfully good head coaches, and he's learned from some of the best.
Now can the Saints get the onside kick? The answer is no. And the Panthers, with 1:12, will celebrate what should be now, barring some insane, crazy play and a fumble, their second win of the year. Nick Goings, backup running back, is there to haul it in. But I'm with you, Troy. I come away very impressed with this New Orleans Saints team.
And I think the challenge now for Sean Payton is going to be getting them refocused next week to play Tampa Bay, because when you're winning, everybody feels good. Now that you've experienced that first defeat of the year, can you get the team back and playing at the level that they were over those first three games, and even today, because they had great effort and great performance today.
The upcoming games, a division game for the Saints at home against Tampa Bay, then at home against Philadelphia. They've opened the season with 3 of their first 4 games on the road, so they get payback now. Then the bye. But their schedule, Troy, if we were to go further down the list, gets harder and harder. At Pittsburgh, against Cincinnati at home, at Atlanta, and they've got a date with the 49ers, but at Dallas, against Washington, at the Giants. And then they close the season with a rematch of this game at home against Carolina.
Yeah, they're most definitely going to be tested as they move through the last 12 games of the season.
What does Carolina have next? A home date against Cleveland. Sean Payton should come away from this game, and these two friends, part of the New York Giants staff under Jim Fossil, a team that went to the Super Bowl in 2000, lost to Baltimore. Payton and Fox, good friends, come together at midfield, give each other a handshake, and the Saints taste defeat for the first time this season. We'll take a break and come back. 3-point win for Carolina. 21-18 is the final. Back after this.
Championship Series in HD comes to Fox, January 2007.
Fox tonight, Family Guy's Reborn. The pathway to enlightenment.
What are you doing? Oh, I thought that dot on your head was from a sniper rifle.
Then she's waited 17 years, but Hillary has to shape up to get her own wheels.
Seat belts and underwear must be worn at all times.
War at Home. All new after Family Guy at 9/8 Central tonight on Fox.
Just imagine how the pre-game preparations will change. Knowing even the tiniest, never-before-seen details will now be captured on the Samsung 1080p LCD HD TV. With Samsung, it's not that hard to